To sing Vaishnava Bhajan, Baja Hure Mana Sri Nanda Nandana. If you would like, you can take some book and you can follow that one. Bhajan. Yes, yes. Baja Hure Mana Sri. I have, you can distribute. Yeah. Your John Prabhu, you can give to page number 53. This one. बाजाहु रे मना श्री नंद नंदना अभय चरनारविंद रे बाजाहु रे मना श्री नंद नंदना अभय चरनारविंद रे बाजाहु रे मना श्री नंद नंदना अभय चरनारविंद रे बाजाहु रे मना श्री नंद नंदना अभय चरनारविंद रे दुर्लभ मानव जनम सत्संगे तारो होए भव सिंधु रे दुर्लभ मानव जनम सत्संगे तारो होए भव सिंधु रे सीता तप बाट बरीशना ये दिन जामिनी जागिरे सीता तप बाट बरीशना ये दिन जामिनी जागिरे विपले से वीनु कृपन दुरजना चपल सुकल भला गिरे विपले से वीनु कृपन दुरजना चपल सुकल भला गिरे ये धन यौवना पुत्र परिजना ऐते की आचे परतीति धन यौवना पुत्र परिजना ऐते की आचे परतीति कमल दल जल जीवन तलमल बाजाहु हरिपद नीति रे कमल दल जल जीवन तलमल बाजाहु हरिपद नीति रे श्रवण कीर्तन स्मरण वंदना पाद सेवना दास्य रे श्रवण कीर्तन स्मरण वंदना पाद सेवना दास्य रे पूजन सखी जना आत्मनिवेदना गोविंद दास अभिलाष रे आत्मनिवेदना गोविंद दास जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी यशोदनंदना ब्रज जनरंजना यमुना तीरवनचारी राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदनंदना ब्रज जनरंजना यमुना तीरवनचारी यशोदनंदना ब्रज जनरंजना यमुना तीरवनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदनंदना ब्रज जनरंजना यमुना तीरवनचारी यशोदनंदना ब्रज जनरंजना यमुना तीरवनचारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री श्री राधा माधव की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनश्लाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति सुपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्ता राधाकान्ता नमोस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। So first I will read the translation of the Vaishnava bhajan. So first one is, O mind, just worship the lotus feet of the son of Nanda, which make one fearless. having obtained this rare human birth, cross over this ocean of worldly existence through the association of saintly persons. Both in the day and at night, I remain sleepless, suffering the pains of the heat and cold, the wind and the rain. For a fraction of flickering happiness, I have uselessly served wicked and miserly men. What assurance of real happiness is there in all of one's wealth, youthfulness, sons, and family members? This life is tottering like a drop of water on a lotus petal. Therefore, you should always serve and worship the divine feet of Lord Hari. It is the desire and great longing of Govinda Dasa to engage himself in the nine process of bhakti, namely hearing the glories of the Lord Hari and chanting those glories, constantly remembering him and offering prayers to him, serving the Lord's lotus feet, serving the Supreme Lord as a servant, worshipping him with flowers and incense, and so forth, serving him as a friend and completely offering the Lord one's every self. Govinda Das ki jai. Reading from Transcendental Diary, Travels with His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, by Harisauri Dasa, from November 1975 to April 1976. February 14th, 1976. The roof is a very convenient place for Srila Prabhupada to take his morning walk. It's sizable 45 feet width by 150 foot long expanse is large enough for him to get sufficient exercise without having to leave the building. It also limits the number of devotees who accompany him to just a few senior men. The panorama from the roof is magnificent. From that single vantage point, Prabhupada can view what is going on within our entire compound. The perimeter of the roof is profusely decorated with potted plants and tulsi trees, creating a pleasurable natural ambience. A peculiar event has been occurring each morning. Just after Prabhupada arrives on the roof, a very large black bee appears. It flies around Prabhupada and his party a few times as if in circumambulation. Then it comes to the rest atop a small concrete spire, marking the spot where the deities stand in the temple room for 4 floors below. Tamal Krishna Maharaja remarked that it appears to be just like one of the black bees described in Krishna book, which constantly fly around Krishna in glorification of his supreme personality. He said that now it seems that this particular bee is also coming to offer his respects to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada appreciated his sentiments. He even stopped to inspect the bee for a minute today before it flew off. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Yeah, here sometimes even the lower species of animals also have good consciousness compared to sometimes with humans. There are like, if you see many creatures like cows, goats, when they hear the holy name of the Lord, they always try to stand there and hearing. For example, in the state of Andhra, where there is a temple called Lord Varahadeva. So every day a pig is coming to the temple and worship, circumambulate that Varaha avatar. And one time devotees were going to Pundaridham Prabhu, in Maharashtra, where Panduranga Vittala is there. So a goat had heard this kirtan of Hare Krishna Mahamantra while the devotees were going by foot to that place. They were chanting the glories of the Lord name like Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So the goat also started to following them. Almost they traveled 300-400 kilometers. Even the goat also following them behind. Finally, it took the darshan of Lord Vittala in Pandaripur. So it is quite amazing that how even the lower species of animals also attracting to the Lord Krishna. Because as compared to the lower species of lives, we have some good consciousness, we can differentiate. But how they could connect to the deities and circumambulate the deity? Because they might have done some devotional service or something which is favorable to spiritual life. So because of that, or some great Vaishnavas with their causeless mercy, by their glance, they got this opportunity to offer their obeisances to the great Vaishnavas. Hare Krishna. So, reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 5, verse number 36. Shri Daksha Uvacha Aho Asadhu Sadhunam Sadhu Lingena Nastvaya Asadvakari Arbhakanam Bhikshur Marga Pradarshita. Shri Daksha Uvacha Aho Asadu Sadhunam Sadhu Lingena Nastvaya Asadvakari Arbhakanam Bhikshur Marga Pradarshita. Shri Daksha Uvacha Aho Asadhu Sadhunam Sadhu Lingena Nastvaya Asadvakari Arbhakanam Bhikshur Marga Pradarshita. Prabhuji. Shri Daksha Uvacha Aho Asadhu Sadhunam Sadhu Lingena Nastvaya Asadvakari Arbhakanam Bhikshur Marga Pradarshita. Shri Daksha Uvacha Aho Asadu Sadhunam Sadhu Lingena Nastvaya Asadvakari Arbhakanam Bhikshur Marga Pradarshita. John Prabhu, do you like to Daksha Uvacha Aho asadu sadhunam sadhu lingena nastvaya asadvakari arbhakanam bhikshur marga pradarshita. Mataji. Shri Daksha Uvacha Aho asadu sadhunam sadhu lingena nastvaya asadvakari arbhakanam bhikshur marga pradarshitah. Shri Daksha Uvacha Aho asadu sadhunam sadhu lingena nastvaya asadvakari arbhakanam bhikshur marga pradarshitah. Word to word translation. Shri Daksha Uvacha Prajapati Daksha said, Aho Asadhu, O greatly dishonest non-devotee, Sadhunam, of the society of devotees and great sages, Sadhu Lingena, wearing the dress of a saintly person, Na, unto us, Tvaya, by you, Asadu, a dishonesty, Akari, has been done, Arbhakanam, of poor boys who were very inexperienced, Bhikshu Marga, the path of a beggar or mendicant sannyasi, Pradarshita, shown. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Prajapati Daksha said, Alas, Narada Muni, you wear the dress of a saintly person, but you are not actually a saint. Indeed, although I am now in Gruhastha life, I am a saintly person. By showing my sons the path of renunciation, you have done me an abominable injustice. Purport. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Sannyasira Alpa Chidra Sarva Loke Gaya. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhyalila, 12th chapter 51. In society, one will find many sannyasis, vanaprasthas, gruhasthas and brahmacharis. But if all of them properly live in accordance with their duties, they are understood to be sadhus. Prajapati Daksha was certainly a sadhu because he had executed such great austerities that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, had appeared before him. Nevertheless, he had a fault-finding mentality. He is improperly thought Narada Muni to be a asadhu or non-saintly because Narada had foiled his intentions, desiring to train his sons to become gruhasthas fully equipped with knowledge. Daksha had sent them to execute austerities by Narayana Saras. Narada Muni, however, taking advantage of their highly elevated position in austerity, instructed them to become Vaishnavas in the renounced order. This is the duty of Narada Muni and his followers. They must show everyone the path of renouncing this material world and returning home back to Godhead. Prajapati Daksha, however, could not see the exaltedness of the duties Narada Muni performed in relation to his sons. Unable to appreciate Narada Muni's behavior, Daksha accused Narada of being asadu. The words Bhikshur Marga, the path of renounced order, are very significant in this regard. A sannyasi is called Tridandi Bhikshu because his duty is to beg alms from the homes of Gruhasthas and to give the Gruhasthas spiritual instructions. A sannyasi is allowed to beg from door to door, but a Gruhastha cannot do so. Gruhasthas may earn their living according to the four divisions of spiritual life. A Brahmana Grihastha may earn his livelihood by becoming a learned scholar and teaching people in general how to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He may also assume the duty of worship himself. Therefore, it is said that only Brahmanas may engage in deity worship and they may accept as prasada whatever people offer the deity. Although a Brahmana may sometimes accept charity, it is not for his personal maintenance but for the worship of the deity. Thus, a Brahmana does not stock anything for his future use. Similarly, Kshatriyas may collect taxes from the citizens and they must also protect the citizens, enforce rules and regulations, and maintain law and order. Vaishyas should earn their livelihood through agriculture and cow protection, and Sudras should maintain their livelihood by serving the three higher classes. Unless one becomes a Brahmana, one cannot take sannyasa. Sannyasis and brahmacharis may beg alms door to door, but a Gruhastha cannot. Prajapati Daksha condemned Narada Muni because Narada, a brahmachari who could beg from door to door, had made sannyasis of Daksha's sons, who were being trained to be Gruhastha. Daksha was extremely angry at Narada because he thought that Narada had done him a great injustice. According to Daksha's opinion, Narada Muni had misled Daksha's inexperienced sons, Asadvakari Arbhakanam. Daksha regarded his sons as innocent boys who had been misled when Narada showed them the renounced order of life. Because of all these considerations, Prajapati Daksha charged that Narada Muni was Asadu and should not have adopted the dress of Sadhu. Sometimes a saintly person is misunderstood by Grihasthas, especially when he instructs their young sons to accept Krishna consciousness. Generally, a Grihastha thinks that unless one enters Grihastha life, he cannot properly enter the renounced order. If a young man immediately adopts the path of the renounced order in accordance with the instructions of Narada or a member of his disciplic succession, his parents become very angry. This same phenomenon is occurring in our Krishna consciousness movement because we are instructing all the young boys in the Western countries to follow the path of renunciation. We allow Gruhastha life, but a Gruhastha also follow the path of renunciation. Even a Gruhastha has to give up so many bad habits that his parents think his life has been practically destroyed. We allow no meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling, and no intoxication. And consequently, the parents wonder how, if there are so many no's, one's life can be positive. In the Western countries, especially, these four prohibited activities practically constitute the life and soul of the modern population. Therefore, parents sometimes dislike our movement just as Prajapati Daksha. disliked the activities of Narada and accused Narada of dishonesty. Nevertheless, although parents may be angry at us, we must perform our duty without hesitation because we are in the disciplic succession from Narada Muni. People addicted to householder life wonder how one can give up the enjoyment of Grihastha life, which is a concession for sex enjoyment, simply to become a mendicant in Krishna consciousness. They do not know that the householder's concession for sex life cannot be regulated unless one accepts the life of a mendicant. The Vedic civilization therefore enjoins that at the end of one's 50th year, one must give up household life. This is compulsory. However, because modern civilization is misled, householders want to remain in family life until death and therefore they are suffering. In such cases, the disciples of Narada Muni advise all the members of younger generation to join the Krishna consciousness movement immediately. There is nothing wrong in this. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai Shri Prabhupada.
So very big purport. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada mentioned that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Sukla vastre masi bindu eichaina lukaya sannyasira alpachidra sarvaloke gaya. So as soon as in the general public finds a little fault in the behavior of a sannyasi, they advertise it like a wildfire. A black spot of ink cannot be hidden on a white cloth. So it is very also prominent. If you see in the age of Kali, in the Kali Yuga, always people are looking for some fault finding. So, for example, Hare Krishna dear devotees, I am not good at English, please forgive me. So, sometimes, for example, John Prabhu wear very white cloth today. If he has some ink, immediately our eyes goes to at ink only. We cannot see the remaining white.
What is ink?
Ink. Farbe.
Farbe, you know the pen? This thing?
So we cannot appreciate the white which he had. We only see that fault, the ink. Oh, he has an ink on his shirt. So this is the age of Kali. It is quite prominent. People always finding the faults in others. So if you see in our organization also, ISKCON, many people in India think that these ISKCON people are getting black money from foreign countries. But they didn't know other organizations that how the devotees in ISKCON giving charity in a generous way. There are many devotees who are going for very hard labor. At the end of the month, they are giving like 100 euros, 200 euros. But in India, people always think that it's a black money. But they really didn't know how the devotees are spreading this mission. There are many organizations in India, why their mission is not spreading compared to the ISKCON. Our mission is spreading like anything, reaching the very even villages also in India. Nowadays, many people says that these people are Hare Krishna or ISKCON people. How it's possible? Because the devotees are continuously serving Srila Prabhupada and his mission, so that all people can benefit. If you see in many other sampradayas, only the high position people are stayed at one place only, and they are not that much of interest to preach what they have learned. Because of that, their ashramas and they all stick to that one only. So it is mentioned that in purport, in society, we can find many sannyasis, vanaprastha people, gruhastha people, and brahmacharis. But when we live according to the religiosity, then we are all considered to be sadhus. So, Prabhuji, what does it mean sadhu? What are the qualities of sadhu? Rishabh Prabhu? Shri Shri Vijay Gauranga Devata ki jai.
Jai.
John Prabhu?
The qualities of sadhu.
What are the qualities of sadhu?
That's someone who doesn't want to interact with the material world,
Mhm.
who wants to serve Krishna.
Prabhuji? Mansuka Prabhu?
Yeah, that's the thing I was saying.
Okay. So,
Thinking about Krishna.
mhm. So in Bhagavatam it is mentioned that Titikshava Karunika Suhruda Sarvadehina Ajata Shatrava Shanta Sadava Sadbhushana. Titikshava means tolerant. Karunika means merciful. Suhruda, friendly, friend to Sarvadehinam, to all living beings. Ajata, inimical to none. Shanta, peaceful. Sadava, abiding by scriptures. Sadhu Bhushana, adorned with sublime characteristics. Here, when I recite this word Sadhu Bhushana, immediately it came to my mind to Bhakti Bhushana Swami Maharaj. Because Maharaj had all these qualities 100%. So here Prajapati Daksha is a sadhu because he had executed the austerities and he got the darshan of Lord Vishnu. So it is not at all easy for us to take the personal darshan of Lord Vishnu. So we cannot say that Daksha Prajapati is a Gruhastha who is stick to the very strong to the Gruhastha life. So the thing is, if one performs austerity, we should become humble. If you see many people performs the austerities, they get so proud. If something happens against to their will, they get angry. We have seen in the case of Durvasa Muni, he performed so many austerities. Just what will happen, Prabhu? If somebody drinks one sip of water, why do you want to get that much of angry and curse the Ambarish Maharaj? So then what type of austerity? Really does it make sense? So basically what will happen when anger covered us? Mansuka Prabhu? If anger covered you, what will happen? Yes.
What I am doing, or what you mean?
What will happen as per Shastras? In Bhagavad Gita also it is mentioned.
When I am angry,
Yeah, when angry covered us, what will happen to us?
the intelligence
Mhm.
gets lost.
John Prabhu?
I'd say the same. Like you don't really think about what you're doing.
Yes, it's good. So, Krodhat bhavati sammoha, sammohat smriti vibhramaha, smriti bhramshat buddhinasho, buddhinashat pranashyati. So, the Durvasa Muni, when he got anger, he lost his intelligence. He couldn't differentiate that who is that person Ambarish. So he thought that he is not normal king. Because of that, he cursed the Ambarish. But for Ambarish, nothing happened because he is always under the shelter of Krishna. So basically, we can see in this Kali Yuga, it is easy to find the fault in others. There are different types of devotees, basically. Devotee in Tamoguna, he thinks that I am the only devotee. Devotee in Rajoguna, he thinks that I am devotee. Devotee in Suddha Sattva, like this type of stage, he thinks that I am not at all a devotee. So different types of people we can see in our movement as well also. So in this way, Daksha Prajapati was started to criticizing Narada Muni. That Daksha, what he thought, he got the order from Brahma that increase the population on the earth. So Daksha Prajapati did austerities and he got the darshan of Lord Vishnu. He prayed for that one, that I should increase the population on the earth. So first batch of sons went to perform the austerities at the river, at the Saras, Narayan Saras. Narada Muni came and instructed them what is the real aim of life. So they took the opportunity in the devotional service and they went back home, back to Godhead. Again, Daksha Prajapati, he considered, okay, again he sent second group of sons to perform austerities before going to get into the Gruhastha life, so that they can know what needs to be done, what are the things we need to care. So again, Narada Muni approached them, again instructed them, again these people also, second group of sons also left. So now Daksha Prajapati got overwhelmed with the angry. He got so much of angry that he started to criticize a Vaishnava. Criticize a Vaishnava. So if you criticize, as I heard that from Vaishnavas, if you criticize God, he does not take it serious. But if you criticize devotees, his devotees, then he will take it as very serious. So in this way, Narada Muni, he preached the devotional service to the second group of sons. So they also went back. So as a followers of Narada Muni, like the Brahma Gaudiya Madhva Sampradaya, we are also preaching the Krishna consciousness to the many people. Here like Yare Dheka Tare Kaha Krishna Upadesha. So instruct everyone to follow the orders of Lord Krishna as they are given in Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. So when it is happening in our society also, when we approach different people, we are trying our best to give them Krishna consciousness in different ways. Some devotees bring flowers to them, like which is offered to the Krishna, and some people bring prasadam from the temple to give those people, like friends or something. Some people are distributing books on the streets. Somehow or other, we are trying to bring this conditioned soul to the lotus feet of the Lord Krishna. So one time what happened in Pune ISKCON, basically when people are so scared that if my son is connected to devotional service, what will happen? He will get lost. That is the main concern for the many people in the world. For example, in the case of Giriraj Maharaj, he came from very rich family, and their parents like Giriraj Maharaj accepted Srila Prabhupada, and he came back to he went to India. He was serving Srila Prabhupada mission in India. So his parents came, so they asked Srila Prabhupada, how much Lakshmi do you want? Take this check, write the number we are ready to give our son back. Srila Prabhupada told that, look, I didn't hold your son. If he wants to come with you, you can take it. They went and asked Giriraj Maharaj, my dear son, please come to America. You have so many luxury things. Why don't you come with us? But Giriraj Maharaj, at the age of very early age only, he was so stubborn in the spiritual life and accepted Srila Prabhupada as his life and soul. So he didn't go back. This is the main concern as a parent, that if my son connected to ISKCON, what will happen? Basically, nothing will happen. He will grow in spiritual life. One time in Pune ISKCON, one father came. He has two sons. One son went to America and earning millions of euros per year. But one son, as a brahmachari, staying at ISKCON Pune, serving the Vaishnavas, cleaning the temple, all these things. So one time that father came and he saw that and he was laughing. And one of our devotee asked, sir, why are you laughing while looking at your son? He told that, I have two sons. One son went to America earning lot of Lakshmi, but he eats only fresh food weekly once, because he and his wife cook weekly once and keep that food in fridge. Whenever they want to eat, they will fry and eat it. But this son, who is living as a brahmachari in ISKCON temple, eating 3 times very hot food, but he is not earning even a single rupee. He is more happier than the person who is earning millions of euros. So this is the mainly concern, and we are using our best to whatever we have in the service of Krishna, best vegetables, best things. But these people who are running behind the money, at the end they are not at all happy. And in Western countries also, here Srila Prabhupada written that if you do not eat meat, no illicit sex, no gambling, no intoxication, then his life is destroyed. How? These are all good things. If you do not follow, your life is saved. But they think that our life is destroyed if you follow these things. One time, a person who was selling some drugs in America, when police people were running behind him, by fortunate he joined ISKCON temple. So ISKCON devotees immediately, he didn't open his history who he was, so he joined like that one. So ISKCON devotees, our devotees taking care of him, so they shaved his head and put tilak, dhoti, kurta, and started morning 4 o'clock Mangalarati 4:30, and until the program goes until 9 o'clock. After that 9:30 Prashadam. After that again we have to go to book distribution or Harinam Sankirtan in the streets. So finally the temple president, by performing these activities for 2-3 weeks, he realized that I should open my heart, who I am really. So he went and he approached the temple president he asked, he explained that I am this person. So the temple president immediately suggested him that please go and surrender to the police. Let them see what will happen in your life. So he did like that one. He approached the police people and finally he entered the court. So the judge asked, these many days you were disappeared from the society, where you were. He explained all the things, like I stayed in ISKCON temple, and he asked the judge, what you used to do in the temple. So he started to explain one by one. Start waking up at 4 o'clock, attending the Mangalarati until 9 o'clock devotional service. After that, little bit prashadam. Again going back to the streets, distributing books and doing Harinam. Evening, coming at evening, again at 6 o'clock, Gaurarati. After that, Bhagavad Gita class. So the even judge also felt very pity. Man, you are already faced so much of punishment in your life. Why you are one, like he told that I don't want to put any punishment because you have experienced all the punishment. It is sufficient. So the judge left that person. So that devotee came and joined our ISKCON temple. Now he is become great Vaishnava. Even I don't know, even he might be a senior Guru Maharaj also. I heard from this from Damodar, what is it called? Amarendra Prabhu. So I wanted to share with you. So he thought that Daksha Prajapati, if I make my sons as a Gruhasthas, their life will be success. Now, nobody's life cannot be success just becoming a Gruhastha. You need to perform your duties, otherwise it is a failure. So here even Shankaracharya also had written that Yavad vitto parjinana saktaha tavanni japarivaro raktaha pascha jivati jarjara dehe vartankopi na pruchyati gehe. So long as a man is fit and able to support his family, sees what affection all those around him show, but no one at home cares to even have a word with him when his body totters due to old age. The thing is, yes, Mother, I will explain. When you are earning Lakshmi, many people give lot of respect in your home. People use nice words, all these things. But when you become old, nobody, even your own son also, don't hear your words. This is the bitter truth. In India, many people, even after they crossed the age 60, still they think that their son or children want to hear from them. How it's possible? It is not at all possible. You have to accept that I became old. It is my time to retire from these material things and focus on spiritual things. The thing, do you know, if you really attracted to chanting the holy name of the Lord, your life is successful. When you become 60, 70, nobody will care for your word. Even though you say many things, nobody will listen. But if you attract to the holy name, just you can sit under a tree or in a chair, you can chant your rounds. You don't need to use any big energy also. But still, people are so engaged in family affairs, even after 60 years also. And one more thing is, even though the bitter truth is, do you know, when our body is alive, many people with us, but when the soul departs from this body, even the wife also cannot stay for 5 minutes. she also thinks when the body will go away from this home. So here Srila Prabhupada mentioned that the people should accept Krishna consciousness in the early stage of life only. Even in Srimad Bhagavatam, Prahlad Maharaj says that Kaumara acharet pragnu dharman bhagavatan iha durlabam manusham janma tad api adruvam arthadam. Prahlad Maharaj said, one who is sufficiently intelligent should use the human form of body from the very beginning of life. In other words, from the tender age of childhood to practice the activities of devotional service, giving up all other engagements. The human body is most rarely achieved, and although temporary like other bodies, it is meaningful because in human life one can perform devotional service. Even a slight amount of sincere devotional service can give one complete perfection. So it is strongly recommended that we have to start our devotional service from tender age only. Otherwise, is there no guarantee that a person can live 60, 70, 80 years old? When we start our devotional service at the age of small, like 5 years, 6 years, starting with the Bhagavad Gita slokas and offering obeisances to Krishna. In this way, it will help us. And one more thing is, Manusham Janma Durlabham. The human body is very rare to get, but whoever get this human body, it is their duty to take care properly and engage that body in the service of devotional service. Otherwise, useless. What is the dharma? Dharma. That one is. Another one is, there is, if you do not follow your dharma, like engaging ourselves in this devotional service of the Lord, then there is no difference between an animal and a human. Ahara nidra bhayamaitu nancha samanametat pasubir naranam dharmo hitesha adhiko visheshu dharmehina pasubi samana. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji.
If maybe for das past here I am. So how you can explain what is it the providence?
Mataji.
Providence.
You can explain.
What is it? Providence.
Mataji, you can explain the word little bit, Mataji. I cannot really don't know what is the providence means.
Faith, faith.
Providence это как бы
Faith?
нет,
क्या होगा?
providence это то, что нам предсказано, то, что провидение, не привидение, а провидение. Providence.
Karma,
Prabhu, क्या होगा? What will happen?
In
What,
English,
like
providence.
your fate?
Faith.
What fate? Fate? What
It is
might
not
happen?
faith. No, okay, then don't. It is not faith. Nothing to do. Then no, thanks. No questions.
Thank you. Yes, Prabhuji.
Please, Maharaj. What was his name again?
Giriraj Maharaj. Giriraj Maharaj.
In the Srimad Bhagavatam.
Prahlad Maharaj. Now, Daksha Prajapati.
Yes.
Yes.
Who offended Nagmuni.
Uh-huh.
So he was so austere, he was a sadhu that he was able to see Lord Sri Vishnu.
Yes. Lord Vishnu appeared because of his austerities.
So I'm not now finding fault, I'm just trying to
I
understand.
tell you.
How can someone who is so pure that you have attained the stage that you can see the Lord face to face,
Okay.
but still have that impurity to offend a Vaishnava? This doesn't fit together. I mean, if you have this quality that you can offend a Vaishnava, then Lord Vishnu would have never come in front of you. So this is a bit contradictory how it can happen that Lord Vishnu came, and if I see Lord Vishnu, all my anarthas are gone, even the minute which was left with him.
No,
But even
Prabhuji.
after that, he had that tendency to offend a Vaishnava. This
Like,
didn't fit.
so the thing is, Yudhishthir Maharaj and Pandavas, they saw Krishna. Duryodhana also saw Krishna. Why Duryodhana had such a impurities in his heart? Just not by looking at the darshan of Krishna or Vishnu. We have to work out to clean that one. It's not the Krishna's duty to sit and clean our heart completely. We have to work, do our work. Then only clean our heart. Otherwise, for example, every day we are taking the darshan of Sri Sri Vijay Gauranga Danatai. It is our duty to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra to cleanse our heart. It is not the responsibility of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to clean our heart. This I know, Prabhuji, you can ask senior Vaishnavas, they can give very good explanation.
It's a good. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Как избавиться от склонности вот критиковать на грубом уровне и в уме? То есть ну, на грубом еще как-то можем не делать, но в уме там просто страшно. Выходили меня. Простите.
Because not only on this drop level, but manas level, what is much more difficult. How can we read all these practically all these things? You understand the question?
Could you please repeat once again, Mata?
So we can criticize devotees speaking